All right, you guys, welcome back to the channel. So excited to have you here today. So today we are going to talk about the drones. We weren't going to. I had no plans to because the fact of the matter is nobody knows. Nobody knows anything for sure about what is going on, and so I didn't care to comment on it. That was until Harry Sisson told me that I didn't have to worry about it. And now I do. Now I do have to worry about it. So we're going to get into that. But before we get into that, this is your reminder to subscribe to this channel and give this video a thumbs up. It costs you nothing and it means everything to me, and I greatly appreciate it. So with that, let's dive in. So in case you are unaware, Harry Sisson is the bitch boy of the left. He honestly deserves some kind of an award for how hard he toes the party line for Democrats. It's quite a sight to behold. He posted this video.
We have some major breaking news. The Department of Defense, the Department of Homeland Security, the FBI, and more just released a joint statement on the drones that have been seen across the United States. And here's what it says. They just released this statement moments ago, and they write, quote, "The FBI has received tips of more than 5,000 reported drone sightings in the last few weeks, with approximately 100 leads generated, and the federal government is supporting state and local officials in investigating these reports. Consistent with each of our unique missions and authorities, we are quickly working to prioritize and follow these leads. Having closely examined the technical data and tips from concerned citizens, we assess that the sightings to date include a combination of lawful commercial drones, hobbyist drones, and law enforcement drones, as well as manned fixed-wing aircraft, helicopters, and stars mistakenly reported as drones. We have not identified any anomalous and do not assess the activity to date to present a national security or public safety risk over the civilian airspace in New Jersey or other states in the Northeast." They concluded by saying, "That said, we recognize the concern among many communities, and we continue to support state and local authorities with advanced detection technology and law enforcement." So yeah, with these drones, there's nothing to be concerned about. There's a lot of alarmism on social media, people saying this or that or coming up with conspiracy theories. It's none of that. The FBI, the Department of Defense, and more have clarified. So I think this statement should give some people peace of mind.
Okay, first of all, gay. Gay. This man is gay. That holds absolutely no bearing nor relevance to the discussion here, but it has to be said. Now, as I said at the beginning of the video, I had absolutely no intention on making a video about the drones. I frankly didn't care because I just don't care to put myself in the position continually to be lied to by my government, so I just wasn't going to go there. But for Harry to sit here and say, "Well, you guys, the FBI said that there's nothing to worry about, so obviously that means that there's nothing to worry about there. Gosh gee, god darn, folks." Well, now I have my tinfoil hat on, buddy. You had the reverse effect, as I think you do on most even-keeled, logical people. If Harry Sisson says no, I say yes. If he says go left, I'm going to go right. My instinct is the opposite of whatever comes out of his mouth because he is retarded. And so it seems like a good bet to go against whatever it is that he's saying. And naturally, his instinct is, "Well, you guys, the government said that we're all good here. So probably not." Okay, so we do also have this. Joe Rogan shared this video saying this is the first video about these drones that has got me genuinely concerned. I'm going to play a little bit of it. I'm not going to play all of it. It is 9 minutes long.
My name is John Ferguson. I'm the CEO of Saxon Aerospace here in Wichita, Kansas. I'm not normally a TikTok kind of a guy. I like watching this stuff every once in a while. But I'm a manufacturer of unmanned aircraft, military-grade unmanned aircraft, as you can see one of my systems here. There's all of these mysterious drones going on off the East Coast, and as a professional, as a subject matter expert, I wanted to give you all my opinion on what I think could be going on with these drones. I don't particularly believe that these have a nefarious intent. I could be wrong, but I want to give you the truth and what I believe. It's my own opinion, and I've not bounced this off of anybody. So, if you think it's bullshit, whatever, that's cool. I don't want to spread misinformation, as we know that There's a lot of that going around. But anyway, uh, back in the 1980s, Ronald Reagan had dismantled the nuclear program, and there were, with Russia, there were countless nuclear missiles that were disarmed and disposed of. Well, there were over 80, I believe. There were over 80 nuclear warheads that were in Ukraine that came up missing. Okay, uh, we don't know where they are. Maybe somebody does, but nobody really knows where these are. And I speak with some pretty high-level government officials on this stuff, and it seems as though that is the case. So, I spoke to a gentleman a few months ago who was trying to raise an alarm to the highest levels of our government, which they had their ears closed, about this one particular nuclear warhead that he physically put his hands on. He physically touched this warhead that was left over from Ukraine. And he knew that that thing was headed towards the United States. Okay? That is a very serious deal. And everyone knows that the United States government, this administration, is pushing to get into a war with Russia. We all know that. We all feel it. We all see it. Okay? Well, back up a few years. Do y'all remember when those drones were mysteriously flying across the Interstate 70 corridor from Colorado up into Nebraska, down here into Kansas, and out into Missouri? Well, it was believed that those drones were looking for radioactive material because there had been some material that come up missing here in the United States, and they felt like it was high probability that the nuclear or the radioactive material would be taken along the Interstate 70 corridor heading east or west or south. So, from what we understand, they were out there trying to find this radioactive material. Now, drones, they have no reason to be in the air at night unless you're doing some type of ISR work, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, looking for bad guys, or looking for a victim, a search and rescue victim, or law enforcement, or some type of military project, right? There's no reason for a drone to be flying at night, really, okay? Because they don't see shit. So, unless you have thermal optics, drones really don't see stuff. You need to do mapping during the day. If you're going to do farming stuff, you mostly do it during the day. The only reason why you would ever fly an unmanned aircraft at night, is if you're looking for something, whether it be a person or trying to smell gas. We have methane gas detection systems that can detect gas leaks in pipelines. You really wouldn't use thermal optics for trying to find gas leaks, just simply because the only way you're actually going to find a gas leak with thermal optics is if the gas leak is aggressive enough that it has a difference in temperature. Because thermal imaging, it creates a digital image based off of the temperature variance. So whatever is different in temperature, it creates an image. Usually gas leaks so slow that it goes quickly into ambient, before you can even see it. So we have special sensors that can detect gas leaks. We also have special sensors that can detect radioactive material. So, with this gentleman that I had spoken with, who was trying to raise the alarm to try to get somebody in the government to say, hey, we need to work together to go try to find this nuclear warhead, none of that ever happened. They knew that warhead was on its way to the United States. That's all that ever came of it. Nothing ever happened. This government did not do anything at all to help this gentleman raise the alarm and raise awareness that there is a very deadly weapon on its way to the United States. It's out there. Nobody knows where it's at now. It left Europe. Now it's gone.
Okay, so understandable why this would be alarming to some. Now, here's my take on this. I'm not completely certain that I am bought in for a couple of reasons. One, you're telling me that there's a nuclear warhead that has made its way into the United States, and just this one man is the only person that's aware of it. Trying to bring it up, trying to bring it to the attention of the government. It just doesn't seem likely to me personally. That said, I'm not saying that it's impossible for the U.S. government to be so completely incompetent as to let a nuclear warhead into the country and then lose it. So, possible, but improbable is what I will say on that. However, even though the logic side of my brain is not bought in to this nuclear missile story, Harry Sisson telling me that the government says it's all good, so it's all good. Well, there might be a nuclear missile under New York City. It's possible. And likely, actually. So that's one theory. That is one theory about these drones that are going around here. Another one was presented by Alejandro Mayorkas, who said that, well, duh, you stupid peons. There was a new aviation law that was passed last year that says drones are now allowed to fly at night. And that is why, even though this law was passed in 2023, that is why in October and November of 2024, we're seeing thousands of vehicle-sized drones within one area of the United States. Obviously, you stupid imbeciles. How dare you even attempt to think critically or question any put forth government narratives? Why can't you all just be like Harry Sisson and say, Daddy government said it's good, so it's good. Now, another point here to be made is that the whole new aviation law story presented by Mayorkas takes the stance that the government is, in fact, so completely clueless as to the going-ons of our airspace that anyone could be flying anything and we just have no idea, which, there could be a case for. But I just, jokes aside, Harry Sisson aside, everything aside, I want to be perfectly clear. The part of this that I don't believe is that the government doesn't know what's going on. Okay, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the truth is, but I promise you that our government is behind it. I assure you, as a matter of fact, that our government is in control of whatever it is. Whether there is a nuclear warhead lost in these United States and they're looking for it, whether they are trying to test out some new insane drone equipment and don't want anyone to know about it, whether they are COVID part 2 level testing the level of compliance in which Americans will engage in, whatever it is, whatever is going on, the government is aware of it. And I want to make that perfectly clear. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm not going to lie, I don't really care. I know that's terrible because this could potentially be like a huge thing. It's just, I'm huge thinged out, right? I'm kind of tired of living through historic events. And I've just, I'm up here. I want to be down here and I'm up here. And I'm done. I'm tired of it. So, short of there being a nuclear warhead under my damn house, I'm checked out on the story. I just wanted to let my piece be known that Harry Sisson is a bitch. And in fact, I don't trust what's coming out of the DOD. or the FBI. And I find it to be peculiar that Harry is just so willingly, so happily gobbling it up, right? So good for him, I guess. Whatever helps him sleep better at night. But that's all that I have to say about it, you guys. Again, like I started this off, the whole reason I didn't want to make a video about this is because it's 100% speculation. No one knows. The only people who know are the government. The government knows. The government always knows. So, be critical. Be skeptical. And wear your tinfoil hat. Because maybe it is aliens. Who knows? All right, you guys, that is all that I have for you today. I hope that you enjoyed. This was kind of a joke episode because, again, I just can't get myself to take this story seriously. I guess when my shadow is burned into the wall because we had a nuclear explosion, I'll take it seriously then. But for now, that's all that I have. And so like this video, subscribe to this channel, and I will chat with you guys all next time. Bye-bye.